Gotcha. Um, I've been coming across online quite a few supporters of the Marmalade Messiah. Uh, when you have people who are Christians come out with stuff saying that the tangerine tornado is the savior of the world, then there's a major issue here. Uh, Jesus Christ is the savior of the world, always has been, always will be. That's the way it is, and we are to have no other gods before him. So, the Mango Mussolini is not the saviour of the world. Jesus Christ is. There are other issues, though. The most alarming thing is, they are calling Ronald Reagan a lefty. Yep, they are calling Ronald Reagan a lefty. Apparently, he gave an amnesty to a lot of illegal immigrants, so that makes him a lefty. Obviously, Margaret Thatcher would be a lefty to them. She never privatised the NHS, socialist scum. Obviously, in such a short time, in this video, we've already established that the Trumpelstiltskin is his supporters are all completely and utterly bonkers, complete madness. But it's actually worse than that, because his most ardent supporters don't actually want mass deportations. They actually want pogroms. And that's see, the extreme right want a race war the same as the extreme left do. The question that needs to be asked is, why do they want a race war? They obviously believe that somehow it would profit them, but I can't quite work out how and so why they want one, but they do. They also believe that those of us who call stuff out are influenced by the left-wing media. I have actually had somebody say that I'm influenced by the Jewish-controlled media. Bit of anti-Semitism there. So, we are talking serious fascism. The thing they will talk. Yes, they'll say about influenced by the left-wing media. Now, the thing is, we know that the left-wing media, like CNN and the BBC, are full of crap. But Trump's supporters haven't allowed their brains to cognate enough to realise that Fox News and GB News are full of crap as well. They all have an agenda, and it's not actually telling us what's going on. They like to actually bully while claiming that they're not bullying, and claiming that the bullies are all some kind of sordid cabal on the left. SHID and Co.
That's what this is about. There is no amount of bullying, no amount of obfuscating, no amount of confusing the issue. Our message to Denmark is very simple. You have not done a good job by the people of Greenland. You have underinvested in the people of Greenland, and you have underinvested in the security architecture of this incredible, beautiful landmass filled with incredible people. That has to change. And because it hasn't changed, this is why President Trump's policy in Greenland is what it is.
They are after Greenland's natural resources, the same as Putin is after Ukraine's natural resources. We're not dull. Denmark have been in touch with the British government, virtually offered us Greenland. Yes, the British and the Canadians would be able to defend Greenland if Denmark can't. So, it's actually about natural resources. It's not about defence. But see, in America, they place such an emphasis on freedom and liberty to the point where, for it to be held the way it is there, it has to be constantly under threat. So basically, because of the emphasis on freedom, America can't exist without an enemy, be it real or perceived. So it's just playing into the American psyche about an unseen enemy that's threatening them, and it's all about. And you see, the Christian nationalists believe that the barbarians are at the gate, and the Marmalade Messiah is going to save them from the barbarians. That's what's going on there. And now we'll have a little. Actually, no, not quite yet. I'm going to talk about something else first. They like to actually say that they are under attack from the left, lawfare and everything else. It's a battle against the evil of the left, and the left, and they are constantly being victims rather than the victimizers. Here's a tweet from Elmo Muskrat. When the radical left can't win via democratic vote, they abuse the legal system to jail their opponents. This is their standard playbook throughout the world. Marine Le Pen in France, blah, blah, blah. She was convicted in a French court of law. The French judicial system is independent of the government over there. She has appealed. Now, it just so happens that us Conservatives believe in the rule of law. In light of that, while the appeal is going on, shut your gob. Now, there is the thing about Tommy Robinson, right? Now, the issue about him in solitary confinement for a long period is valid, but he was convicted by a court of law. And it just so happens that us Conservatives believe in the rule of law. He was convicted for interfering in another case, which was ongoing, contempt of court. He was interfering in the due process. He was trying to influence the outcome rather than respecting the rule of law, which us Conservatives believe in. Basically, he's in prison because rather than going with the rule of law, he opened his mouth and went on a protest and all this when he should have kept his gob shut. So and also so with the Marianne Le Pen case, while due process is going on, shut your gob. Now, it just so happens we have an equivalent to the Mango Mussolini in this sceptred isle, a former city metal trader, in fact, who goes by the name of Nigel Farage. It's the same thing. He behaves the same way as the Marmalade Messiah. Also, they are people who believe that somehow, if he was Prime Minister, he is our saviour rather than Jesus Christ, too. And it's the same narrative. The barbarians are at the gate, and somehow he's going to be the saviour of Britain, to rescue us all from the barbarians. It's the same narrative. Now, basically, us Conservatives believe in free enterprise. Trump and Nigel Farage don't actually believe in free enterprise. They're all for stifling it. Basically, Trump has engaged in a tariff war, hasn't he? This is stifling free enterprise. If you don't believe me, go and talk to guest house owners in Maine and upstate New York who have been affected by his tariff war because Canadians aren't visiting America over it. So he is stifling free enterprise and affecting the welfare of small business owners. Farage wants to bring in a tax on employers who employ foreign labour. This puts prices up and stifles free enterprise. These people are not conservatives. I think we have established that by now. Now, a lot of people were upset by this, and this is when a lot of people woke up to the Mango Mussolini and how bad he is.
Your country is in big trouble.
Can I
Wait
answer?
a minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning.
I know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of us.
Mr. President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
you haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
you
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said,
stupid president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and your
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
What about
if you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
A lot of people who would vote for reform were very wound up by that, and rightfully so. But jingoistic people, and this whole thing stinks of jingoism, these people like Trump and Farage thrive on jingoism, doesn't actually see a problem when it's coming from their own country. It is rather telling when people are offended by that and have a problem with that, but then they have no problem with the idea of somebody being our prime minister and acting like this on the international stage.
When we had a president, we'd see a giant global political figure, the man that would be the political leader for 500 million people, the man that would represent all of us on the world stage, the man whose job was so important that, of course, you're paid more than President Obama. Well, I'm afraid what we got was you. And I'm sorry, but after that performance earlier that you gave, and I don't want to be rude, but you know, really, you have the charisma of a damp rag and the appearance of a low-grade bank clerk. And the question that I want to ask, that we're all going to ask is, who are you? I'd never heard of you. Nobody in Europe had ever heard of you. I would like to ask you, President, who voted for you? And what mechanism? Oh, I know democracy is not popular with you lot. And what mechanism do the peoples of Europe have to remove you? Is this European democracy? Well, I sense, though, that you're competent and capable and dangerous, and I have no doubt that it's your intention to be the quiet assassin of European democracy and of the European nation states. You appear to have a loathing for the very concept of the existence of nation states. Perhaps that's because you come from Belgium, which of course is pretty much a non-country. But since you took over, we've seen Greece reduced to nothing more than a protectorate. Sir, you have no legitimacy in this job at all, and I can say with confidence that I can speak on behalf of the majority of the British people in saying we don't know you, we don't want you, and the sooner you're put out to grass, the better.
Well,
isn't it extraordinary that people have a problem with Donald Trump acting like that on the international stage, but they don't have a problem with Nigel Farage acting like that on the international stage? Now, we have had problems and international disagreements throughout history, but this is very different. These people have their own agendas and only care for themselves and are melting economies in America, and they want to do it here. A lot of people want Nigel Farage to be Prime Minister. And when they say it, they are laughed at. But this is the truth. Britain needs somebody to lead us during these difficult times. Is that somebody possibly Nigel Farage? Know it bloody in. We may be laughing now, but we won't be laughing if that man ever becomes Prime Minister. Vote Conservative.